The shocking murder of Charlie Kirk and the arrest of Tyler Robinson. In September 2025, the United States was shaken by a tragedy that captured headlines across the nation. Charlie Kirk, the outspoken conservative activist and founder of Turning Point USA, was murdered in a shocking act of violence. Within days, a young suspect named Tyler Robinson, only 22 years old, was arrested and charged with the crime. What followed was not just the story of one man's death, but a moment that reflected the political and social tensions brewing in America. Charlie Kirk, a voice of influence and division. Charlie Kirk had built a reputation as one of the most recognized conservative activists of his generation. As the founder of Turning Point USA, he created a massive platform that reached college campuses, political conferences, and mainstream media. Supporters admired his confidence, his ability to challenge liberal viewpoints, and his defense of conservative values. Critics, however, often accused him of fueling division, using sharp rhetoric and polarizing young Americans. Regardless of where one stood politically, Charlie Kirk was undeniably influential. He was a regular face on television, a best-selling author, and a leader who inspired both admiration and controversy. His name symbolized the ongoing culture wars in America. The night of the murder. It was a late September evening when emergency services in Arizona received a call. Shots had been fired and Charlie Kirk had been hit. Paramedics rushed to the scene, but by the time they arrived, it was too late. The conservative leader had been fatally wounded. News of his death spread instantly across social media and television networks. Hashtags like Justice for Charlie and Remember Kirk trended worldwide. Supporters mourned, critics expressed shock, and the entire nation asked the same question: who could have done this and why? The arrest of Tyler Robinson. Within days, investigators announced a breakthrough. Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old man, had been arrested in connection with the murder. He was quickly charged with homicide and firearm offenses. Very little was known about Robinson before the arrest. He was not a public figure, nor did he have a long criminal history that the public could analyze. Court filings suggested he was a troubled young man, but officials did not immediately release information about his motive. This silence only fueled speculation. Was this a politically motivated act of hatred, a personal vendetta, or the desperate action of a disturbed individual? The nation reacts. The reaction was immediate and intense. Supporters of Charlie Kirk held vigils in his memory, describing him as a martyr for free speech. Conservative politicians demanded justice and stronger protection against political violence. On the other side, critics of Kirk urged caution, warning against politicizing the case until the facts were fully known. Television debates, podcasts, and online forums buzzed with discussion. Some framed the killing as proof that political tensions in the United States had reached a boiling point. Others argued that it was dangerous to link the crime directly to politics before the investigation was complete. The legal battle ahead. Robinson's arrest set the stage for a high-profile trial. Prosecutors prepared to argue that the evidence against him was overwhelming, while defense lawyers hinted that his mental state would play a major role in the proceedings. Was he a calculating killer or a young man struggling with inner demons who lashed out in a moment of madness? The courtroom battle promises to be long and complex. Every development will be broadcast, analyzed, and argued over in the media. For many Americans, this trial will not just decide the fate of Tyler Robinson, it will symbolize the deeper struggle over the future of political discourse in America. The murder of Charlie Kirk is not an isolated story. In recent years, the United States has seen a rise in political hostility and violence. From threats against elected officials to violent protests, the line between political debate and physical danger seems to be blurring. This case forces Americans to confront uncomfortable questions. Are political disagreements turning into deadly confrontations? Is social media fueling radicalization among young people? And what responsibility does society have to prevent such acts of violence in the future? As Tyler Robinson awaits trial, many questions remain unanswered. What exactly motivated him to target Charlie Kirk? Was this an act of political hatred or something more personal? And most importantly, could this tragedy have been prevented? For now, the murder of Charlie Kirk remains one of the most shocking political crimes in recent memory. His supporters continue to mourn, his critics continue to debate his legacy, and the American public waits to see how justice will unfold. But one thing is certain: The arrest of Tyler Robinson and the death of Charlie Kirk will not soon be forgotten. This is not just a story about a man and his killer. It is a story about a nation grappling with division, anger, and the dangerous consequences of hate. This essay-style story can be used as a long article, documentary narration, or blog post. It flows like a magazine feature or crime investigation piece.